What is going on, everybody? Pete Simonetti here with the legendary Dayne Huber. Dayne, what's up, man?
How are you guys doing?
It's been a little while, Dayne. We all been busy.
It has, and I miss being on here, but it's free agent time. It's
Dayne,
not prospect
you're here,
time.
Man. You're here. You're the man. You're the man of NyynewsTV, okay? When we got a prospect question, we come to Dayne. And today,
All right,
Dayne brought up a really good idea to me. And, we said, hey, let's hop on camera. Let's put this one out there for the fans. This is not yet Dayne's breakdown videos per players that is going to be on the Real Fan Package. So make sure the Real Fan Package. So make sure you guys are on that already and already a member. You get the Discord channel also. You guys get to join with us and all that fun stuff. But Dayne is going to do some great detail on 13 guys, right? You're going to start with 13 of the top guys. Yeah, you want to start with.
And it's not the top 13 in order. Right. It's 13 guys I see with huge potential, huge tools that we need to become familiar with because they're either going to be part of trades or they're going to help the Yankees in some way.
Yeah. So today's video is actually pretty cool because what Dayne has for us today is who's the real impact in the system when it comes to the Yankees this year and a little down the line, right? Guys that you feel truly will make an impact to the New York Yankees. And before we went live, I'm going to just go ahead and start. Guys, remember, like, share, and subscribe to NYY News TV. And make sure in the comments too. Dayne will be in the comments. You got questions about these guys?
Absolutely. If you guys have prospect questions on the Real Side Fan Package, under my lists, there's comments. Yep. Anything you guys got, I will gladly answer.
That's right.
I try to stay away from too many unrealistic trade scenarios, but if it's a legit prospect question, I'll answer whatever you got, guys.
Awesome. So let's go ahead and start, man. The first name that I know that you like a lot, and we were just talking about this before, is Brandon Beck. A lot of people are going to know the name because he was just recently drafted. But of course, he's taken basically that whole time off due to injury, going to start coming back and ready to ramp it up. But you really like him. Tell us about him a little bit.
I really like this kid. He's a 4-pitch pitcher. His fastball sits 93, 94. Yep. He's got a really good cutter that he uses, a slider, and then he throws in one of the best 12-6 curveballs I've seen since, Luis Medina's was a little bit better, but he's gone now.
Right.
He tunnels his pitches incredibly well. And what I mean by that is you get pitches working down the same slot. So it makes it much tougher for the batter to identify.
Very deceptive, right?
Very deceptive. It helps when you hide the ball well, like he does. And then he has this 12-6 curveball that just comes out of absolutely nowhere. That's completely out of the tunnel. The eye level just goes up and down and it confuses hitters. He is incredibly good at hitting spots, which is where his command comes in. He does that with all his pitches. The changeup is in a very much an improving pitch for him. But when you think about what we want in a starter going forward,
right?
We have a tradition of building velocity in the Yankee system. And we need guys with command, control, spin rate on the pitches. We can teach the other things. They do a phenomenal job.
Especially increasing velocity. They do an amazing job on that.
They do. They are actually the best in baseball at doing that. They're actually a top 3 pitching development team, along with the Rays and the Dodgers. Since Eric Cressey has taken over and Sam Breen, they are machines when it comes to building pitching prospects.
Right.
They send guys out that scout for specific things. They no longer draft just on ceiling. They draft on tools that they can develop. And that is what Brandon Beck is. He's a raw tool that if they can shape him with his premium command velocity, having had so much experience at Stanford coming up, he gets that velocity to 96, 97 sitting. What else do you want from a starter?
The idea too with him was that we could draft him, he could have his surgery, and he'll rise through the system extremely quick because they do believe he's that advanced.
Well, he was healthy when we drafted him.
Okay, that's right. Then he got the Tommy John.
He got hurt when he was doing the plyo ball arm strength routine.
Okay.
And they had him pop regular baseballs. And I was told he hit 98, 99.
Wow.
And then blew out his arm.
Wow.
So I don't know what the velocity is now, but it was before the arm got bad. And I was told he also had the sleeve for the Tommy John surgery. That makes recovery time much quicker.
Yeah.
So he should be ready this spring. And with his mental makeup and everything else that he does on the mound, he's going to be a fast riser.
Yeah.
He already has the premium off-speed stuff that separates pitchers from high A to double A.
Right.
So that's going to be a quick move. And if the velocity stays in the mid to high 90s, you're going to see a number 2, 3 type starter with a ceiling to be an ace.
Wow. And do you agree with the majority of comparisons you get is Shane Bieber? Do you agree with that or disagree with that?
I think he's Shane Bieber-like. The guy that I always see him as, and many of us Yankee fans won't know this because it goes back a number of years, but it was Christian Garcia.
Yes.
Christian Garcia was legit the best pitching prospect I've ever seen for the Yankees.
God, was an absolute beast. Horrible, sad story, but an absolute beast, man.
Yeah. Perfect mechanics, perfect release, perfect arm angle. He was 97, 98 when he was coming up. Double plus curveball, double plus slider. He was an absolute incredible pitcher. And Brendan Beck reminds me a lot of him. The way that he can control the zones and how advanced he is, even though he hasn't pitched a ton. There's ceiling there. And when you're looking at pitches that have already put together the command and the off-speed pitches, ceiling is what you look for. And he's got all the ceiling in the world, in my opinion. I think the Yankees stole him on day 2. I think he was better than that.
Only a $1 million signing bonus too, so they could really have a steal here.
They do. He's going to be a good one, in my opinion. He's somebody that I would try to avoid to trade. Not saying that you. He's someone that can have a definite impact. He's not somebody that's a piece to get someone that's an impact, in my opinion.
I agree. So it's funny, we were talking about Christian Garcia, and I was like, didn't he? I swore he got to the majors at some point. He did in 2012 with the Nationals.
Oh, is that who it was?
Yeah, it was the Nationals. I thought it was the Indians, but it was the Nationals. 2.13 ERA, 12.2 innings pitched, 8 hits, 15 strikeouts to only 2 walks.
Yeah,
I think he got injured again after that is what happened, and then his career was just done after that, unfortunately. So a sad story. He had a pitcher's body, 6'5", 230. Yeah, I mean, this wasn't he had everything to be a great pitcher for years and years.
There's nothing more that you want in a pitching prospect that he didn't have.
Right.
Except health.
Yep. Hey, that's the big kicker. So who's next on your list besides Brandon Beck? We know about it. I'm definitely excited about him.
Johnny Brito.
Oh, okay.
This is a little bit of a weird one.
People are more high on him than I actually hear, to be honest with you. I hear that a lot from some people. They're very high on him. I'm like, what is it about him, really?
he's rail thin. He's 6'2", rail thin, 160 pounds, but he has great command. Probably some of the best in the Yankee system. Has one of the better changeups, if not the best changeup in the system. Fastball, four seam sits 95 plus. He throws a really good sinker in the 93 to 97 range. He has above average offerings with his curveball, slider. The question is, what's his role going to be?
Right.
I think
because he's not a punch out guy. He's a put the ball in play, correct?
He's a contact based guy that can get a lot of swings and misses, but because of the sinker and the changeup, those are really his swing and miss pitches.
Right.
But he is very much capable of jumping into a bullpen role of 2 to 3 innings, and that stuff should play up.
Like a Ramiro Mendoza type.
Right. Or even, I heard a Mike King type comparison.
Okay. You think out of the pen his velocity increases?
I do.
Okay.
We have seen that quite a bit with the Yankees guys they have turned. For example, Clark Schmidt, his velo goes up to 1 to 2 miles an hour in the bullpen.
Right.
If 97 turns into 98, 99 with a sinker, you got an animal on your hands.
Correct.
Especially
a good changeup too on top of that. That's filthy.
Right. And it's not just a good changeup. It is a 60, 65 great changeup. Ooh. And he has a chance to be really, really a nice piece for us going forward. Is he a star? No.
Right.
But he's a very useful piece that can start in the back of the rotation, move through, and handle just about any reliever role. And his pitch repertoire allows him that he may even be able to get it to a setup 7th inning role or a multi-inning reliever. I think that he's someone you try to hold on to.
Interesting. Yeah, because you hear a lot about Johnny Brito, and is he going to be a starter? Is he going to be a relief pitcher? But you, of course, as always, break it down perfectly for us on what he could do. Who do you got next on your list?
I'm going to talk about my second favorite prospect in the Yankee system.
All right, let's see who this is.
Roderick Arias.
Roderick. Yeah, who isn't excited about Roderick Arias, man? Come on.
Well, I've tempered my expectations because he got hurt with a wrist injury last year that allowed him to get off to a slow start and never ended up coming stateside.
Yeah.
We've talked about tools a little bit. When you talk about tools with Arias, he's got 270 grade tools in his speed and his arm for a 17-year-old. That's incredible.
Fact.
He's got a 65 glove. Never been stateside as a 17-year-old. That's incredible.
Yep.
He's got a 60 grade hit tool as a switch hitting 17-year-old.
It's impressive.
And the biggest thing that's lagging behind is the power. But one thing that you figure out as you develop more prospects is the very last thing that shows up is power. So he stings the ball opposite field. He's not a pull hitter on either side of the plate. He is an opposite field power. You don't see that for those kids that age, especially switch hitters.
Right.
He's a bigger kid. He's 6'3", 210. So, but he moves like he is on par defensively with Peraza. And when I say someone's on par defensively with Peraza, that's
damn good.
That's the highest praise I can give.
Right.
Arias is an absolute gym rat. You'll find him the first guy in the weight room and taking ground balls after games. He is very much into leadership. He has taken the Yankees English classes very well. That's something that they do in the DR and down in the Florida complex leagues, is offer education in English classes and stuff like that.
Nice.
He is taking those very seriously. He wants to be a field general in that middle of that lineup. Some people said that A-Rod was a comp because of the size, or Carlos Correa. I absolutely hate putting those kind of comps
Me too.
on kids those age, just like Dominguez.
Yeah, and the Trout, Dominguez. Yeah, it's crazy. That's a little high expectations on somebody.
Right. And I'm not going to do that to him, but Carlos Correa's a Carlos Correa comp is real. I think he can be that kind of defender. And I say Correa because of the size.
Right.
Arias and Correa are both bigger body shortstops. Both move incredibly well. Both have plus speed. Or not both, excuse me. Arias has plus speed. His tools comp out very favorably to top 5 overall prospects. He actually has better tool grades than Anthony Volpe or anybody else in the system. I think he's got incredible bat to ball skills, great barrel awareness, and really sneaky power. I think you're going to come over. He's coming over this year. And like the lag that we saw with Jason Dominguez when he first came over, I don't think you're going to see that. I think you are going to see Arias be someone like a Wander Franco, and because of the bat to ball skills from both sides of the plate, is someone who is able to go through the system quickly.
Right.
I do not believe this is a guy that we're waiting until 21, 22, 23 to see. I think that this is someone you could see before his 21st birthday, and it wouldn't be a big surprise.
Wow. And he's 17 now?
He's just turning 18.
Just turning 18 years old. So you think he got a couple of years only, and this guy can make a major impact on the club?
Yes.
Wow.
And
that's what the Yankees wanted, obviously, with him.
Well, that's why you pay almost $5 million.
Yeah, of course. That's why they did it with Jason Dominguez.
Right. And honestly, if 2020 hadn't happened, without people being able to get to see these kids at the end, I truly believe that Arias would have had way more hype than Dominguez. This is a premier shortstop that projects to stay at shortstop with 70 grade arm, incredible fielder, high average, steals a ton of bases. It's going to be, if he can stay healthy, we've got a potential superstar on our hands.
Okay, let's do this. Let's get one more guy for part 1, and then we'll do a part 2 also.
Okay.
Who's your last one for part 1?
I am going to jump to Yandry Gomes.
So I've been saying his name wrong. I don't know why I call him Yoendry. Yoendry Gomes.
Is it Yoendry? I really don't know.
I don't know. Maybe, who knows? I don't know. Maybe I'm wrong. I don't know. I should have my fiance tell me how to say his name. She'll know.
Okay. Yoendry Gomes. He has been on the Yankees 40-man roster since 2019 or 2020. The Yankees had 4 really special Dominican prospects in Rosie Contreras, Luis Medina, Luis Hill, and Yandry Gomes.
And half of those guys are gone.
Yeah, they are. The wrong 2 are gone. But Gomes has had a great difficulty staying healthy.
Mm-hmm.
He's had shoulder issues, but he is said to be past that. They were really, really slow with him last year. It limited his innings. They limited his outings. They want this kid healthy. You do not see major league teams keep a kid who's never been above A ball on their 40-man roster for 3 consecutive years.
Right.
If you do not believe in this kid.
Mm-hmm.
He's been 97 to 99 in spring training games with a 2,900 RPM for the fastball, or 2,700 RPM for the fastball. It's got that late riding life that we love to see out of Cole, and that ball up in the zone. He also controls that down in the zone at about the same velocity. So that really is his best pitch. In workouts, he hits 100 pretty reasonably. The other thing is that he's got a plus, I would say a 65 grade curveball.
Mm-hmm.
It's not quite the Brendan Beck curveball that just drops off the plate. This is a little faster, shorter breaking, tighter curveball.
Right.
But it's just as effective. Throws it confidently to either side of the plate, throws it in any count. This is another kid that is built around command and makeup. He is, if he can stay healthy, he has true top of the rotation potential.
Worst case scenario, another Yankee starter turned bullpen arm, potentially, or trade.
Trade.
Figure.
He's too valuable. The ceiling is too valuable as a top of the rotation starter to not trade him if he's healthy.
Right.
Worst case scenario, maybe you see him in the bullpen at the very back if he can't stay healthy, because he has the velocity, he has the command, he has the secondary pitches that will play up in those later inning scenarios that will help us if that's where he ends up. But I truly believe of the 4 Dominican prospects that we had in Gomes, Medina, Heel, Ronzi, Contreras, who's with the Pirates for Tyon. This kid has the highest floor and the most realistic ceiling of all of them. It's just,
that's the reason again why, like you said, the Yankees have had him on that 40-man roster for so long. They obviously believe in him, and they believe he could probably make a pretty quick jump if they need him to.
Absolutely, they do. It won't. There's a chance next year. I mean, if this kid puts together 60 healthy innings, I don't see a reason why he doesn't fly through AA. The stuff is that good.
Right.
And once you get past AA for pitchers, you're basically ready.
You're there. Yeah. So he has it all. So again, guys, I think that was 4. So we'll have another one coming out. We'll do part 2. With the same thing of who could really impact the New York Yankees team. So Dayne, any last clues for the next couple of guys you have? You wanna,
They will be position prospects, all of them. And
are they more names that we're familiar with, maybe?
Yes, they are.
Okay. I think I have an idea we might be talking about here. I might have an idea of some of them.
And I'm going to shock some people when what I have to say about one of them.
Really? I don't want no more clues. Forget the clues because, maybe we get offline now. Maybe you'll tell me. But you know what I mean? Everybody else don't have to know. So Dayne's going to shock you with the next one, guys. And it's all position plays. You already heard him. So this wraps up part 1 of the prospects who could really impact the Yankees pretty soon, fairly soon. Some guys that could rise through that system really quick. Again, Dayne,
and don't trade these guys, especially Arias. Do not include him in any trade, please God.
Cashman, you heard him. Don't trade Arias, damn it. Okay. So,
all
Dayne,
right.
always a pleasure talking to you. We'll talk to you again soon.
Awesome, buddy.
Before it hits the front